from chaos to order. And that's all you really have to know and understand. And you please make it your own. What is it that you're trying to clear out so you can have a better nervous system? Hello, and she's back after a victory over a bunch of evil green smurfs that were trying to live in my chest cavity. I have to give it to the disease creators of this world. They really make it very designer. Maybe even Ed Hardy on steroids. A lot of razzle-dazzle, and I have conquered it. Speaking of Virgo Solar Eclipse, Virgo is all about purity, and I have emerged a victor. For those of you who are aware that the archetype of Virgo is all about our body, health, and wealth, and maybe we can see what is going to happen and what has been happening in this eclipse window since the 8th of September 2025 with the lunar eclipse in Pisces. You can find the video to this 12 sign breakdown in the description. And today we are gently remembering that we're still in the eclipse window. And the next stop is on the 22nd of September, if you are in Australia, Sydney time. And yes, look at this beautiful time. 5 in the morning, 55 minutes and 5 seconds. And the degree at which the moon will be meeting with the sun, as it is a solar eclipse in Virgo, it will be the last anaretic degree, the 29th degree of Virgo at 29 degrees and 5 minutes. So number 5, if you are into numerology, 5 is what? A change. It's change. And every day is change. Our nails are growing at nano seconds, right? Nothing is still, nothing stays the same. And this eclipse, if I were to summarize it in a metaphor, I would say it is bringing order to chaos through applying a new thinking approach. For example, if you always thought that you need to just go with the flow, right? For example, I have been organizing my entire home. I even organized toothpicks. I'm joking. Didn't do that. But I was driving around with baby clothes for a year and a half, and I finally gave it a crack and opened the boot of my car and decided to sort them and give them away to charity. And what a signature of this eclipse. Charity, Pisces, Virgo, sorting. I mean, I think I ticked the box. Plus getting over this weird bacterial infection that just came out of nowhere. And I honestly have never felt this way before. How I managed to survive that is only truly a miracle. And what is the funniest bit? It actually went at the peak of my popularity when I have rolled out a successful video about Uranus in Taurus, The Last Dip. Watch that as well. It's quite a popular one. And I was just relishing as a new to the scene YouTuber who has been trying to just stay authentic and also be relevant. For me, that was a big success. And of course, we get sick and we just can't do anything. And we have to watch the whole illusion of fame and success to just drift away into nothingness. And that was for me the wisdom. So what is dissolving since the Pisces eclipse? The Pisces is all about that belief, disbelief, hope, transcendence, dissolving, and pure chaos and confusion even sometimes. And now, as we are in this in-between space, as the moon is approaching the sun and they are meeting at literally 5:55:05, on the 22nd of September 2025 if you are in Melbourne or Australia, Melbourne or Sydney, Australia. And, you know, like at the 29th degree, opposing in Virgo, the sterile, let's fix this, penicillin style. Virgo, the archetype of purity and embodiment and sequence, digestive tract, like all these things that have to play a part in a bigger scheme. And that is the culmination of this eclipse window. And all of this merge is happening across the Neptune conjunction with Saturn that has been the theme of this year, and they will finally meet next year in 2026 in Aries. But Saturn has dipped back into Pisces, and it's literally opposite this eclipse. So that is the main thing I want you to remember. From chaos to order. And that's all you really have to know and understand. And you please make it your own. What is it that you're trying to clear out so you can have a better nervous system? Oh, what can I say? It's like I just decided to unfollow a bunch of people on social media because I just was over it. And then I felt better because I allowed more space and allowed more order in the chaos. And then I did the whole organizing. And for me, the meaning of this is literal because I'm an Aries rising and this is falling into my house of routines and the house of letting go. So the position between the 6th house of Virgo and the 12th house of Pisces. For each of the 12 signs, it will be a different aspect of life that will be affected. So we will be breaking down exactly in a free flow style, like I am doing it today, because I just didn't even prepare any notes. I decided to go with the flow, and that's how I actually organize my life. So I'm using the both of the archetypes in a merging. And maybe it's wrong because it's an opposition, right? Something has to give. It's like a tug of war. But don't think about it like a war. It's more like if you put, I'll give you an example. If you literally buy these wave cube lamps that just like maybe you've seen on Instagram, they look like you're under the water and you can change the color. So if you just put on, try this at home maybe, or like you have a LED light that you can change colors, put your whole room onto green. And then notice how literally everything becomes with the green. And then when, let's say you need to deck out to the bathroom and then you turn on the lights there and it's a different color altogether, it's just yellow, but you will start to see red because your eyes will be compensating the colors that you've just been seeing. And now it's like it does this like weird effect with your eye. And then if you do the opposite, if you go full red and you put the wave cube on red and you smash the red color, try to change the scene again and you will notice that you see things more green. So this is what this eclipse is going to be like. If you really go with the flow and you don't bother about being organized, Saturn is in Pisces. It's going to be like, if you go with the flow, make sure you know what you're doing and you are like Olympic champion level, because like, you would need some method to and some practice before you get this good. And on the opposite end, let's say you like scrutiny level method person and you don't really relax in it. You're just like, the party is hoping that I win the gold, and there's no more fun with it. There's no more creativity with it. That you've lost your voice to this system. You would have to deal with some disappointment maybe, and maybe there is where you need to trust your own feeling and logically look at things as objective as you possibly can and try to marry the two together. I keep coming back to this. Pocahontas and John Smith. She was saying, "Can you see the color of the wind?" And he was just looking at her like he was just looking at her. He didn't really care about the color of the wind, but would he get it? Would he understand what she means without him really following through her experience, through how she was doing things? It's like we are now engaging in a new territory of how you are doing everything. And the main question, what meaning do you give these actions? Because it feels like it starts to backpedal a little bit as Saturn is retrograde and Neptune is retrograde, and it just keeps... Uranus is retrograde and they're loosely trining this eclipse. Pluto is retrograde as well. Uranus is in Gemini, Pluto is in Aquarius, and first degree, so it's 2 degrees difference there. And they're like, come on, don't lose hope. We're still moving forward, but like it would feel a bit like, oh my God, is this a deja vu? But because of the new practice you had since the beginning of this year, now we're wrapping things up here in Virgo Pisces with this solar eclipse in a way, because you would have an opportunity to do an old thing a new way so that you prepare for next year when it will be new thing done in a new way. Yeah, I love my job. Oh man. And now I am doing a freestyle. Okay, this is it. I'm not gonna prepare a bullet pros and cons. Let's just see what happens when I do this, and if you guys like it or not. And let me know how you're going in the comments. I think this is pretty much it. Like the main thing, from chaos to order in your method that you have tested. You have tested. And if you're trying to test something new, this is the time to logically, methodologically implement it into your flow, through the feels, through the good vibes, and see where you're feeling like you're losing the fun, you're losing your creativity, you're losing your voice, you're losing your spiritual armor, you're losing your grounding. That's when you know that you went a bit... You need to change the gear a bit and go to where you know it's gonna work, but you have been practicing a new way. So this time you're going to be making like this thing work, the old thing work in a new way, and that will be like ace level stuff if you really do it right. So it depends what you're driving. It depends if it's diesel, petrol, or it's an electric car. Your circumstances in life will be different, and then the terrain that you're going through is also different. Are you in the desert? Are you in the jungle? What is going on? You have to apply it to yourself. So I would have to start with Aries, and we're going through all the 12 signs. Please take only what resonates with you, as this is an interpretation, right? So I'm highly encouraging you to open your first eye, which is your heart, to the best outcome for yourself. And that's how you will win this eclipse over. Because yeah, honestly, I thought that I was doing it well, but then all the Virgo cliches in the world, like they just slapped me in the face. But you know what? She gets up and she continues. And that's what I encourage you all to do, to never give up. Okay? Love you. We'll catch you in the 12 signs. Oh my goodness. So yes, Aries, you will be experiencing this eclipse as you would want your headspace to feel normal in a new way, and you would want your space around you to feel more or less clean, more or less organized. You would want to feel healthier, fitter, better. You would want to renovate, not just your home, but like you would want to renovate the way you live your life. So Don't go hard here. Don't strip the walls. Don't strip your brain. Don't try everything at once. This is more slow and steady wins the race. So just help your nervous system to calm down first, and then from declutter your informational space, because yes, it will be a lot of stimuli, and you would intuitively feel that I just want to restrict this here for more spiritual growth. So you would want to focus. It's like a balance between figuring out what you're doing with your life and how it affects your spiritual growth. And it's not like about work, okay? It's not about career. It's more like the little things that you do every day that make your life. And yes, work as well, but it's not the money-making thing for you. It's more like, what is the meaningful thing I do every day for helping, making this world better, but also making myself better. And you would have to look at it nice and hard and not judge yourself, but improve on it, improve. And you will have 6 months to do this, and there will be eclipses next year in a good place for you, because we're slowly moving away from this very granular. It honestly will feel like washing machine never stops. The dishwasher always has to be like put it back, put it forward, sorted. The forks are going here, the knives are going there, the cups are going there, plastic cups you like throwing away, and another thing you're recycling, and it's like it could deter you from the bigger picture. So that's the only thing that can happen in terms of, or maybe at work. Close those tabs, close the tabs, and trust yourself. Like the right thing will find you, and you will find the right thing. Don't have to overcomplicate it. Yeah, it will be so complicated already that you would have to cut the fat in a way. And not on yourself, obviously, but just in your life in general. And it's not to do with anybody but you and your space. And you like the space you sleep. Do you sleep next to your phone? Do you sleep with the notifications open? Close those notifications. Go for a walk without the phone. Just something simple that starts to make your brain feel like a child again. Like something that, like creative idea. The other day, I'm an Aries rising, and I went to the gym without the mobile phone today. It was so much fun to watch everyone around me on the phone, like always looking, and I'm like, what the are you looking at? And I recognized this is me 2 weeks ago. And I'm going to make it a habit. And I had the best idea in the world. I was thinking, because there was a new Charlie Sheen documentary, and how I actually didn't know he was friends with Nicolas Cage. I was like, maybe I should just do Nicolas Cage and Charlie Sheen's synastry chart. Why did they have such a click? Apparently Nicolas Cage was a bad influence on him. So yeah, avoid Nicolas Cage during this eclipse. Or people like him. Like something, find the bad influence and gently redirect yourself, or redirect from it, and clear and purify your space, your information space, your intellectual space, your spiritual space, your sleeping space, like brushing your teeth space, everything. Like just make it. You walk into a brand new yoga studio that hasn't had a single yoga class, and the smell of the paint is already gone, and just that wholesome feeling, and boom, make that bowl sing, and enjoy the clarity of the sound of your life. This is the best advice I can give you this eclipse, because, and yes, push through this discomfort. In one way or the other, there will be, and just put on this warrior spirit that you are, Aries, and then just glide through chaos towards order. And that's the order that you initiate, or you understand that, okay, this is the role I'm playing in a bigger whole, and this is how I will honor this role through my personal space, through my inner space too, health-wise and spirit-wise and body-wise. So it's gonna be interesting. I'm curious to hear what you are experiencing. Please let me know in the comments. And yes, thank you so much for listening and being here. I hope you like my freestyle this time. I'm no good for battle raps, but I'm definitely enjoying a bit more relaxed way of doing this right now, to be honest with you, after this hell that I've survived. All right, yes, thank you for liking and for sharing this material with others and for subscribing to help this channel grow and let others enjoy the goodies. Love you, Aries. Take care. Bye. Taurus and Taurus risings. Okay, so this would be a solar eclipse in your 5th house, and you have the opposition to Saturn in your 11th house, yeah? It's going to be feeling like you are pushed in different directions, but your main direction you already know. It is your children, it is your creativity, your authenticity, your time for yourself, time to feel like a kid yourself, where you are throwing a tantrum in a way that you have never done, and and everyone knows about it, and people maybe are a bit confused what is going on with our Taurus. They are very subdued and calm, cool and collected, if not poked at. But you are having a moment where you say, I've had enough like this. I want that toy and I want it now. And you know exactly which one, and you know how much it is, and you know where to get it, and you're curious why hasn't anyone figured it out yet. And that's what you are screaming from the top of your lungs about this eclipse. Are you at a risk of being misunderstood and judged? Yes. Are you being at risk of feeling like isolated? Yes. But this would be a new way for you to express yourself, because you know what doesn't work anymore, and you also changing your life to the point where there's no return. And you throwing this tantrum is a gateway for seeing who is that person who understands you and who that person who is here to provide for you. Because it feels vulnerable to express how you truly feel sometimes. It's much easier to be a two-faced liquor or something. Not for me, and not for you either. And that's why this eclipse is showing you that you have to be specific in what you say, and in order to obtain it, in order to come across as authentic, as original, as true. And you don't have to cater your truth and curate your truth. You would have to appreciate your truth and every single detail that makes your truth yours. So that's what I see for you, this eclipse. And because it is a solar eclipse and it's on the south node in Virgo in your 5th house, you would redefine your self-esteem because of the way you speak and what words you use and who you address and why you're doing it and what is the bigger picture here. And you're not afraid to be dry or elaborate. It depends. It depends on your situation. You would be trying things that you put on the back burner. Let's say maybe you were beating around the bush, and this time you are not going to. It's before you were a people pleaser who were painting within the margins. This time you're gonna paint on the desk. And yeah, with a marker that cannot get off. You can't get off. And you'll be looking at the person across you and just being like, yeah, this is what I'm doing right now. And what are you doing? Yeah, it could feel like you are in the spotlight with your opinions, and everything that you say could be used against you. But maybe the lesson and wisdom here is to align yourself to the right aspiration, to the right group, to the right people with the right heart for your truth. There's so many different truths, and the further we go in life or in our evolutionary journey as a soul, even like beyond this life, we realize that there's different vantage points from which to look at, and you will be really focusing on your personal vantage point this eclipse on the 22nd of September. And then you will see how it reflects. You will see how this reflects in the bigger scheme of things, and if there is people who are like-minded and who agree with you, and watch for those who disagree and watch how they are approaching this. And again, we come back to from chaos to order. And is this you who gives an order? Who are you giving the order to? And who is catering for you? Yeah, let me know how you go in the comment section, and I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for your time watching this and for sharing this material with those who would benefit from it, and for subscribing and liking and helping this channel grow. I love you, Taurus, and I'm wishing you best of luck. And remember that your voice is yours for the keeping. Protect your throat chakra and be brave, be bold. I'm curious to see your creations. Bye. Love you. Gemini and Gemini rising, you've got a solar eclipse in your 4th house. And I just looking at your chart, and this is where we have the body started. All right. Interestingly, you will have Uranus on in your 1st house. Yeah, you are having it here for a while, for the next 7 years. Yeah. And it's actually squaring Venus, that is in Virgo at the time of the eclipse. And what is happening with your relationships in your home, and what is happening with your estate and the monies, and are you leaving? Are you innovating? What is, like, a lot is coming to a halt. And this affects you on a personal level, on your ancestral level, the values of your ancestors. And we all have a lot of, let's just be honest, we have a lot of trauma ancestrally as a human species, not just your family. I mean, everyone. It's a bit pathetic, in my opinion, that we are all experiencing sometimes this inadequate state where we can be asking, why me? But then looking around and seeing, oh my goodness, it's not just me, it's everywhere and everyone. So I want to ask you, how's your mental health, and how's the mental health in your family? And I promote mental health therapy. Like, I go to see a therapist and clinical psychologist proper. And I don't like when those who don't have education are tapping into those topics. Obviously, I do not have that education, but I'm pretty good with psychology. That's what my psychologist told me. But I didn't have any official education. So if you experience someone in your family, or even you, like, or you come home after work and you just don't like the couch you're sitting on, or the walls, or the lights too blue, whatever, change the lights, change the couch, but you cannot change your family, right? There's some things you can give advice on, and some things it's better to leave it to professionals. And maybe you would be thinking that you are that go-to person, or others are thinking that in your family, that you are that go-to person for all their burdens, and then you're carrying this weight, and this affects your work. And then the question is, what is the weight that you carry in the home setting that is just there's a lot of details to think about. Are you being selfish and you say, okay, these are just my issues and I want to keep them private and I want to think about it and take my time with it? This could also be the theme of this eclipse. Or it could be like a bit of a karmic situation where it's not just you. It's not just you. Interestingly enough, the saving grace is that you have changed and you have positioned yourself in a new way with that Uranus entering your sign. You have done a lot of work on yourself, and there hasn't been easy journey at all, but you haven't finished the work either. And there will be no end. Healing is eternal. We are healing one life in, one life out, always from something. I know from what, but yeah, if you're curious, just send me a DM or on Instagram or find me in the description below. It's like you are sorting through so much that I would just say take it easy on yourself and relax as much as you can. Do not work like a horse. Do not be like that Japanese girl. I just recently found out about this girl in Japan, and she was sleeping 10 hours a week, and she was overworked, and don't do that. And I feel with you, the saving grace for you is to know that what you bring to the table is enough. And the conversations you're having are spoken in a new language, and this language is coming from your new sense of self, and you are expanding your beliefs about how things should go so that you can improve your home situation, organize it, delegate it, and this affects a new creative boost in your career, or this affects your relationships in the big wild world. So it's not that of a tightrope, but I went like a breeze through Aries and Taurus, but with you, this is where it starts to. You are the sign that will be affected, one of the signs that will be affected the most during this solar eclipse in the last degree of Virgo. My God. Let me know how you go in the comments. Please only take what resonates and helps you to grow and feel good, yes? Don't drop your frequency because of some random things people say on the internet, right? And in your home. I love you, Gemini. Thank you for watching, liking, and sharing, and God bless you and your family. Speak soon. Cancer and Cancer rising, my beautiful Cancer. We have your beautiful third house on fire with the solar eclipse in Virgo. And the third house is that house where you're thinking, all right? You're thinking. What are you thinking about? What are you talking about? Are you thinking about your health? Are you thinking about your wealth? What is that you're trying to digest in your head, in between your ears? Are you continuing to think when you are going to sleep, and how diverse your thoughts are, and how challenging your thoughts are to you, and how are you becoming a master of your thoughts, of the current and the volume and the quality and the topic? And yes, it's like you're dealing with a lot of stuff. Maybe you're thinking a lot about work. Maybe you're thinking about let me just get through this period. We need to calculate our assets. We need to do this. We need to do that, about all the things you need to do. But it's just thoughts and just words. But damn, how powerful are they? And what power do you give to them? And what power do they give to you? If you are using the words to protect yourself, if you're using the words to shield yourself, if you're using the words to express your stance and the level of your stamina, wow, what are you thinking, Cancer? What is on your mind? And when will you stop thinking and imagine that you have figured it out, that everything is going to be fine, that you don't have to think about it. Just imagine, yeah? Just imagine that you don't have to think about it anymore, and that you have to trust that it will work out, no matter how much you're thinking about it. So just use it for fun. Use this process, this sequence of events in your head, as if you were a writer writing the new season of a series. Because this is what Virgo is. It's a sequence. It's like it's amino acids forming and creating a chain reaction and then dispersing. And then it's like a process of purification of your thoughts through some sort of climax. And it's about relationships. Venus is right there in Virgo, and it's about money. It's about your career, because there's an opposition right there to the 10th and the 9th house, with Neptune in the 10th and the Saturn in the 9th, and they're literally next to each other, like right there on the cusp. You don't need to reinvent the wheel, Cancer. You don't. You just have to use maybe the template, a method, a template, a blueprint to place your thoughts neatly on those shelves, in those spaces, instead of trying to pixel push it autonomously. Use the new way, new method, and simplify this process for yourself so that you can see a variety of results rather than dig. You know what I mean? Like when sometimes you have this vision, this tunnel vision, and that's all that matters. Try and see a bigger picture and see the variety of options. Maybe it's the opposite for you. Maybe you are confused and you don't know which option to think, and this is just like overwhelming. Here, you know what? Spin the roulette. Pick whatever. And you're like, no, I can't do that. I want to pick something. So just do that and trust that whatever has happened is for the highest outcome. And that's what I see the difference is between the thoughts and the mindset that is like the placeholder for your thoughts. So work on your mindset, not the end goal, but at the process. And what is the meaning of the why? Why are you doing and thinking? What is the mindset that's nourishing this? A change of mindset, for sure, about relationships, about money, about your role in a bigger wide world, and also about your spirituality that is containing all of these processes and trying to decipher. Like on the backbone, you're having a spiritual revolution. And I would have to say, enjoy as much as you can this process, because you are here to thrive. And mindset is what would be looked at again this eclipse. And within the next 6 months, as it is still active, you would be the master of your mindset, of your spirit, and of your thought process, which is exciting. I would be curious to hear your thoughts and what your experiences are, and what is your mindset, and how is it changing. Thank you so much for being here and liking, sharing, and subscribing, and making my day. And I love you so much, Cancer. You are the sweetheart. And yes, take care. Master those thoughts. Love you. Bye. Dear Leo and Leo rising, we have eclipse in Virgo in your second house, which is interesting because it's an opposition solar eclipse, and it's opposing the Neptune and Saturn. Neptune is in Aries, Saturn is in Pisces, and you are going through like a new innovation when it comes to you pursuing your goals and making, like grabbing, you're like a lion, and let's say the pride is hunting, and before you were like this timid lion somewhere in the back. Oh, I'll wait for others to eat the zebra, and now you're like rawr, running to the zebra, catching the zebra, and then like eating it proper first, and putting your elbows out and just being like, you know what, I'm getting what's mine, and I'm not asking for any giveaways, takeaways, and whatever. I've got the goal, I've got the eyes on the prize, and I'm making it happen, and this is mine. And you would be this eclipse. Two options. So one option is you catch the zebra, and I've already explained that. And the other one is you don't catch the zebra. The zebra runs away. And here, this is the moment. This is the moment where you have been preparing for. And even if you don't catch the zebra, you would be starting to think for the next 6 months, as this eclipse period will be still in influence, you would be thinking, what is my plan B? Who is the person who will catch zebra for me? Where will I have to cut at my desire for zebra? Maybe raccoon will do. And that's fine, and doesn't mean that I'm less than as a lion. Lions don't eat raccoons. Who else could it be? Not a raccoon, but antelope, okay? Like skinnier version but they're maybe harder to catch. Like you would be starting to make a mind map of value versus result, and value versus what you get, effort versus value, long-term versus short-term, bigger picture, smaller picture. You would just be looking at things that you know are yours, that you know that you want, and they're a new set of things, and there's a new set of values, and then the old values are no longer working, and like you're pushing them to the curb. This eclipse will be like a big light, construction level light, like shining on everything about your bank account, your self-worth, your relationships, like your relationship with abundance and with money. And you will be doing the necessary adjustment to face this reality that you're currently in, and working towards the reality that you actually want to pursue. And you will get there through not only diligent management of all the assets and your time and all the things that they are your possessions, but also working with the power figures that inspire you, like mentors or just creative people who have made it, or the master zebra catchers out there that you would be inspired by, that will allow you to trust that there is actually possibility that you can be like that. And if you, let's say, are the master zebra catcher, and like this hasn't been really your tea, if you have already achieved everything, you would be looking at solidifying this into a belief system that you follow, and you attract other followers with you, and you actually make a buck on it, and that you're dead serious about it. You become like a, I don't know, how to catch zebras paid subscription thing. You know what I mean? So it's cool. It's a lot to take in, but you have been doing the work. You have been seeing all variations of this, and you know what you want now, and you know what you don't want as well. And maybe you will see how this eclipse goes, because it will be a reflection of your value system in life, reflecting back at you to see what you need to heal about your confidence and your sense of self. And you don't need to beat yourself up if there is something imperfect about your situation. It's more an invitation to look deeper and search for the solution that you feel is the right solution for you right now. And that's like a very clinical eclipse for you. Clinical in a way that you will be testing it. Yes, you will be testing things. It's not going to be a big margin for you to play with here, unless you're going to go in the direction of Neptune and being all like a victim mode. You have to transcend that victim mode. You have to work with victimizer programming and transcend that. And all that really takes is just a little time and a lot of breath. Yeah, and forgiveness. That's okay. It's okay sometimes to be a victim. It's okay sometimes to have lows in life. We are so powerful that no matter what, we still rise. That's what happens if you are on the path of truth, evolution, love, and transcendence. You transform any situation. It's true magic. See how it blends the practical and the magical in your life, and let me know what you think in the comments. How are you going? What's your experience? And thank you for being here and watching, liking and sharing. I love you, Leo. Bye. Virgo and Virgo rising, you have a solar eclipse in your first house. Okay, let's see what's it all about. We are looking at the final degree of your sign, which is like a maturity that is using, a walker, archetypally speaking. So you are on this walker of your personal growth and then maybe even your spiritual growth. And it's like the Forrest Gump moment, something where you just run. What are you running from? Where are you going? Where are you running? What are you running towards? What is happening with you, Virgo? Are you still on the walker? Are you running? Why are you on the walker? Why are you running? How's your health? How's your self-image? How is your body doing? What is going on? And all of these questions are happening, and you are asking yourself these questions. And even if you're not asking yourself these questions, your doctor is asking these questions, or people like in your relationships are asking, how are you, what are you? There's a lot of focus about you. It's all about you. It's you and your stuff, and it's, whoa, I didn't expect it to go this intense. So it is an intense time, and you will be having a bit of a reaction, and it depends on what kind of person you are. If you really thrive, maybe do you like CrossFit? Are you a CrossFit person in a group with the robes? I'm doing the robes. Or are you solo? I'm doing my thing here alone. I regulate my thing as I go myself. Which one are you? And this is a wide range of possibilities that can go for each group. Or are you somewhere in the middle? You'll get a little bit of solo and a little bit of integrated with the group. If you're like a solo person and you like to regulate everything and be in control of things, this is like your time to put your skills to the test and see how good you are at that. And then if you are a group person, you would need to have a yogic level of not caring that someone is like dripping their sweat on you. Someone's rope and you like trip over it or something. Like there would be this person in your relationship. There would be like someone, and the group is not like randoms. I'm talking metaphorically as a group of your close relationships. You know these people, you have known them for a while. So there's a little bit of that kind of, not inconvenience, but let's say you're trying to make yourself, you're working on this body, or you're doing your thing, you're doing your ropes, and then someone's sweat is just there, or it stinks, or it's this or that, and you're like, just let me do me, and then you become a solo person that just doesn't want to participate. This could be, then you wake up alone and old, and your walker is still there, and just memories that are left. I'm not saying it's going to be like that, but just painting you a picture, like so you can feel, because you are Virgo, it's in your last, the solar eclipse is in your sign, in your first house, with Saturn and a North Node on the opposite end of the sky in Pisces in your seventh house of relationships. Neptune is conjoining with Saturn, but in different sign of Aries in like another eighth house karma. And Neptune is, you don't want to mix Neptune with karma too much. Only if it dissolves it, right? But as it is in Aries, I don't know. Do not create something karmic for yourself because you were just so self-centered that you forgot that other people have feelings and that they can sweat as well. And you were thinking, oh, you mean I have such a high standard for myself, so I will apply it automatically to you, and if you don't, well, bye. And this cancel culture in your close relationships is, I don't know if it's gonna work long term, because Saturn is retrograde. It will go direct, and then you have to revisit all these stories, so I'm just warning you. Count to 10 when you talk to the person, and do not see them as a projection of all the things that you deny about yourself, or the insecurities that you know about yourself but don't want to accept. So I would just say, be cool. Be cool this eclipse, Virgo, and everyone will thank you for it. What else would I say? It's like a saving grace that we have actually like a nice trine between Jupiter and in Cancer in your 11th house of friendships with that North Node in the 7th house. So if you have your doubts like how to approach this relationship situation or your role in the relationship, just talk to that one friend that you know is kind and is compassionate, and they will give you a nice spin-off on truth, and you will just get out of your own leggings. You know what I mean? Oh God. You will just be like, whoa, okay, I see a bigger picture, I see a bit further. And the further you see, the better you will navigate this eclipse and, of course, the 6 months that follow after. Appreciate that friend. And yeah, let me know how you are going in the comments. And thank you so much for being here, for watching, and for liking, sharing, and subscribing. I love you, Virgo, and good luck, and be kind to yourself and to others. You deserve the best. Ciao. Bye. Libra and Libra rising are exciting, is it? You have a purging, merging, submerging solar eclipse in your 12th house, right 1 degree away from your sign, and it's like Virgo archetype is breathing down your neck with their mossy breath. And you are like turning around and no one is there. It's like a labyrinth of the gardens of Eden for you, of your subconscious, superconscious, and your intergalactic just extravaganza. Please rewatch the intro if you haven't watched it, or you have, or rewatch it a bit later, not now, but rewatch it, maybe even on the eclipse. Just rewatch it, it's gonna land, because I speak in layers, and every time you listen, you hear something new. From chaos to order. From chaos to order, Libra edition. And here, go with the flow as much as you can, because you are already like, what am I going to, what? And you have to just be blindfolded and picking, put it in your body. Get up from the seat. If, let's say, you need to make a decision, stand up, get out of your seat, walk around a bit, put a post-it notes on the wall, put it in your body. Don't stay right here all the time. Put it in your body, embody it, and even do a freaking interpretive dance about it. Like, you have to channel the cosmos be the vessel for the cosmic wisdom for yourself and for your higher self, and make a decision in time with the highest integrity on all levels. If you are doubting, the decision is wrong. It has to feel right. So that's my advice for you. That's all I see. And of course, your relationships. Are you making yourself feel small in the relationships, or do you feel bigger than life, larger than life? Is this person enriching your life? Do they make you feel happy? Is this work that you're doing, is it fulfilling? Are there delays? Is it hard right now, but it's going to be better later? What is on the line, and is this non-negotiable? Asking a Virgo or asking a Libra is something is non-negotiable. It's like asking an Aries if something is negotiable. A lot of, what is it called? Blah, blah, without much meaning. And that's what the vibe of this eclipse is for you. How do you make meaning out of so much chaos? Do something meaningful every day for yourself with a perspective for the long term, that you give all of yourself, and you love what you're doing, and you know that it's not like a walk in the park. It's something really tangibly full on, but it's like the floodgates are open for you to provide, for you to expand, for you to be serious, and for you to get results. So from chaos to order, but not in the Aries style way where it's literally sorting baby clothes in the back of the car or whatever is in the back of the car. For you, it's forget about that. What are the longer term, epic proportion steps that I have to do to feel happy in my life, to feel fulfilled, and just love what you do, what I do every day. Love what you do every day and do everything for making it work and happen, no matter the delays, no matter the obstacles, no matter anything. Just give yourself fully to something that is worth your time, and everything else will fall into place. At the time of the eclipse, there's Mercury in your sign, in your first house, so your ideas matter. And Mars is leaving your sign at the 29th degree of Libra, and it will be entering Scorpio, and it will be pushing and inching through Scorpio. And as this eclipse continues to work in the 6 months, at one point, every step that you have planned, you would have to buckle up and do it, and be very strategic about it long term. So you would have to really magnify your planning skills so this works. You have to see it far ahead, and when you see it, you have to be excited. It's like making a puzzle, putting a puzzle together. You can't really put a puzzle without seeing the freaking result first. You know what I mean? It's hard. It's impossible. You need to know what the hell you're doing. So for Aries, the result, the advice is opposite. It's like just focus on little puzzle piece and just really stick it with the other one. But for you, just study the result first, so you know on the automatic when you see that puzzle piece, and you will know which one it is and where it belongs in which part of the bigger picture. And that's the eclipse for you. And for the next 6 months, just focus, put it back to the bigger picture, and you will win. Thank you so much, Libra. And yeah, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Let's help this channel thrive. And I love you. And good luck. Let me know what you think in the comments. Bye. Hello, Scorpio and Scorpio rising. Let's have a look at your solar eclipse in Virgo that is landing in your 11th house. How should I say this? Pick and choose your friends based on their gonna be bad. It sounds bad, but based on their KPI in your life, you would really be looking like with laser eyes at all your friends and comparing them to your new vision that you have for yourself. Literally within the next 48 hours or so after the eclipse, Mars is entering your sign, and that's a dignified position for Mars. You would be actively pursuing your goals, and it will come from a place of power and self-empowerment and confidence, and maybe overdoing it a bit for a particular goal that you had in mind, and then you are thinking, oh, I should have finished by now, and it's dragging its feet, and you are like, okay, I need to really combust here and do a special like lightning speed thing. But it has to be, the lesson here, it has to feel natural. It has to feel organic, authentic, light, creative, and you have to believe that it will work out no matter what speed or what pace you move at, and no matter with what group of friends you do it, or if they see that you're doing it or not doing it, or you're succeeding or you're failing, it shouldn't matter. Like, the less things that matter for you this eclipse and the 6 months when it's going to be in effect, then better you know that you are keeping it real. Like, the irony of it all, it's like that. So the less things matter, the less stressed you are, the less fuzzy you get when you think about your goals and your ambitions, about your friendships, and like the 11th house. Yeah, it's like that higher hive mind house, but it also is the house of what can traumatize us the most. Would you agree, if we live in a bad society with low morale and everyone is just not a good person, it would be hard to stay light, chill, creative. Like, the energy, the collective energy would really mess with your signal. So you are laser focused on who is bringing your creativity, like who is derailing you. And what is derailing you? What is outside of you that's derailing you? And what you can do about it, literally. I feel here you need to focus on your health, because you have been having Chiron in your 6th house, and do not try too hard. The less philosophical you are, like the more philosophical you are about it, the more you can extract from this period. And just observe the nature of the society you're in. Observe the nature, full stop. Observe your friends, their thought processes. Observe and watch and see what inspires you. And pick these fruit of wisdom as you go, because that's where you'll find peace, and that's where your nervous system will calm down, and you have better sleep. And when you have all these things aligned, you make better decisions. When it comes to goals, don't put all the eggs in one basket. Really see your options, because Virgo is like picking and choosing and deciphering and analyzing. So give yourself time to do that. And I would say your friendships will show you exactly the health of your goals and plans. And your goals and plans will show you the health of your friendships. Let me know what you think in the comments, and love you so much, Scorpio. Thank you so much for being here and liking and sharing, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. Bye-bye. Sagittarius and Sagittarius rising, we have a very serious solar eclipse in Virgo in the 10th house. Okay, Have you achieved something so razzle-dazzle that you just want to show it off, but in the back of your mind, it's, oh my God, the what it took from me to get here, the sacrifices of my soul to get here, the freaking sacrifices for my family to get here. You don't even know. But on the facade, it's, look, this is my achievement. Your life achievement is on the display. And then you have good reviews, good comments, bad comments. You've got like a mixed reviews. And then you have to see which ones you want for the book, which ones you want to keep for the record. That is your choosing. No matter what your boss is saying, and if you're self-employed, no matter what your perfectionist is saying, your inner perfectionist, it is what it is, and this is it. And it's like a culmination, but also a new beginning. You're sitting at the marvels of your achievement, and you're sipping your pina colada and just taking the flavors in. All of them, but not all of them. And at home, it's the good old grind. That's the one that is not going to give you the trophy. The work that you do at home, that's the one that's it's not going to be paid. The opposition, right? From the 10th house to Saturn in the 4th, and the North Node there in Pisces in the 4th house of family. This is where the real work actually is, and it's of course nice to have achieved something in your career and actually feel acknowledged for once about it, or you are like taking the reins and doing maybe something, like let's say you have achieved a lot and now you are changing this whole thing and doing something new because you know that you have achieved something there, and as a Sag it's boring now, or the circumstances in life has changed, and then you're going into a new direction and you parting the road or parting the ocean, and you know what, going to new lands of your career. But you have to drag all these people with you, your family, the ones that are like, I'm hungry. Oh, when are we there yet? And you pass them the bag and with the goodies, and are they even saying thank you? And you just know in your heart that's actually fine. That's fine. You have mercy. You have grace. And that's what matters. Happy ever after. I would say keep doing what you're doing and embrace the change. Embrace the exchange rates, the new currencies, the new exchange rates between your career, yourself, your home, your relationships. It's like a new reality is waking up, and you are happily, contently analyzing all of this, reflecting on all of this, and now planning what's ahead. Slowly, one step at a time, no rush, because like you being as realistic as you've ever been, as cynical as you've ever been, because you have already enough experience and enough intelligence and emotional intelligence, because your ruler is in Cancer in the 8th for you, and that is like you already feel so many feels that it's actually refreshing to be logical, objective, cynical, and a bit like dissociated, right? And enjoy Mars in your 12 as this eclipse passes, and Mars goes into your 12th house from Libra to Scorpio. And the first month after this eclipse, just let go and relish your achievement in your career. Use this as a fuel and recovery lemonade after all your pina coladas of celebration out there. Go into that private space again and get inspired for your next beautiful, spectacular achievement. And this time, you don't need this publicity. You don't need too much. You would want to put things into perspective, into that quiet inner work, and maybe even purging things that you thought were so important, and now you really see what the important, like true things, important, like the true gold nuggets are. And this is your family, your discipline in your family, your connections to like kind, loving connections in your life, and the journey that you were brave to take on, unapologetically achieving what you really wanted, and you got there. I love this eclipse for you. Some astrologers actually curious, like some astrologers will be saying, oh, this eclipse is squaring you, blah, blah, blah. You know what? Sag, we thrive. Sagittarius thrive with the squares. Because what? We are half man or woman and half horse. We are already walking square, running square. We are the square that goes faster than the wheel. All right, let me know what you think in the comments. Love you so much, Sag. Thank you for watching and for liking, sharing, and subscribing. Make sure you put the notification bell, because I'm a Sag, and who does Sag better than a Sag? Love you. Bye. Capricorn and Capricorn rising, we have Virgo Solar Eclipse in your 9th house. I would say you have one of those interesting aha moments. Aha moment. It's like an inspiration that comes to you in the middle of the night, and you write it down. And this creates like a sequence of events, places, people, learnings, teachings that gives you this profound epiphany in regards to anything to do with how your mind works, how this life works, how things in this universe work, and beyond. The meaning of your life is about to gain so many pounds. It's gonna get huge. So are you being overwhelmed right now? How are your stress levels? Are you able to catch this meaningful moment, or do you have a lot in front of you that you do not see the perspective? Do you see the perspective or not? Yeah. Do you know what you need to look for? It's interesting because you have to look at it not from I know it all place, more like brand new set of eyes, brand new set of expectations and thought processes, and the way you allow the flow of life to gently guide you to your destination. You are changing in your sense of self-worth. There's a huge transformation that has started, and it's exciting for you because you are open to trying new things. But yet, the main thing is trying, right? The main thing is not just being open and just thinking about it, but actually doing it. Actually putting effort in and seeing the going to the end. So for you, this eclipse and the next 6 months, as it is in effect, you are planning some venture, new venture, but it feels like you have already been there or you have already done it. What doesn't feel comfortable is that you are committing mentally to it so that you grow as a person, as a spirit, as a soul. You are expanding your mind so that you are ready to take on this ambitious journey. It's all to do with how you think about yourself, your sense of worth, and how far you can go. So as this is taking traction, you need to prepare. You need to really prepare. You really need to think about the meaning of this journey. And by the journey, it can be journey from like point A to point B physically, or in your studies, or in your health, or in your just like belief system. And it's, yeah, we say belief system. Exactly. What is the system? Is it still standing, the system, or is it imploding upon itself? What new ideas that you have tested and they worked made that system no longer relevant, that it's time to apply a new one? That's your innovation, transformation of the sense of self and the way you do things. And this will affect your like day-to-day life in a big way. I hope this makes sense, because I didn't understand what I was just saying. I'm just looking at your chart and literally channeling the message, because I didn't write notes this time. I went a different route. This super nitty-gritty solar eclipse on the last degree of Virgo, which is like... And for you, it's in the 9th house. It gives me like a writer's block, but not in a way that it's actually like a redirection to a new idea altogether, and a new journey you would have to take to get to see that idea through to the end. So do not pigeonhole your journey. See it, whatever you think in the moment. Yes, live in the moment, and whatever is happening in the moment, use this. Focus on that more. So focus on the present more rather than on this future thinking. That's how you will feel better about the whole thing. All right. Yeah, let me know what you think in the comments, and I appreciate your time, and thank you for watching, liking, sharing, and subscribing. You are awesome, Capricorn. Continue with the diligence, but also allow the fun, allow the present moment to be the king. Love you. Bye. Hi, dear Aquarius. You have a solar eclipse in Virgo in the 8th house. My goodness. Oh, I would need to think hard about this one. So what idea about yourself you had to let go and change so that you would be finally loose about your values to the point where you allow other people's rigid ideas to influence your life, but also disperse this dependency on them because you actually see their input in your life and you see what they are offering, and you can be critical about it, and you don't care what they think anymore, and you have never really cared. But now, because you don't care anymore about how you come across, because you have changed, you're really testing this reciprocal connection. And this affects your vitality for the better, because you have let go of worrying about other people's perceptions of you and about their opinions, but you still very tightly listen, and you tune your tune to allow options, allow negotiations, allow compromise. And many of the time it is a compromise with yourself, about yourself, because you know you're going through a lot of change, and it's not something you would just pinpoint and see, oh, that has changed. It's like eyebrows growing back. Plug them, and then a week later they're back again, and how you didn't see the in between. It's like you can't pinpoint which one is which. Or maybe a different example, watching the paint dry. It's like, or the grass grow, you turn around and then boom, it's already there. So with you the change is similar. It's behind the scenes, happening in the back burner, but you feel it, and then you look at yourself 6 months ago and you're like, oh, that was the shift. I see it now. Retrospect. So Aquarius, you have a Virgo solar eclipse in the 8th house. This is all authority that you already barely had the authority, respect for anyone. Now it's burned to the ground. It's like you can see the BS from 1,000 miles. You just see it. Everyone and their flaws and everyone's bad habits and these people that you trust these people and you trusted maybe even these people. So there's something going on there that is very personal and is shared, something shared. It's the eighth house. It's shared money, shared assets, shared secrets, shared something, shared, I don't know. The worst case scenario is like you live with someone or you work with someone and then you see them using your cup and then giving you a surprise that you have to attend to, health-wise or financially wise or whatever. And you knew that this would happen and you just saw it because you just have a different sense of self right now, because you are propelling to new perceptive, emotional, spiritual heights. It's hard. I mean, I'm sorry for those people who would want to manipulate you this eclipse season and 6 months after. And I feel sorry for anyone who will cross you. You're not gonna hide behind this mask of kindness. And that could be your downfall, because I feel here you would need to find genuinely something you like about that person and keep your enemies closer and to get more information out of them. And that's the A game. Become the Secret Service so you would not fall a victim to one. And that's the technique that they use. Find genuinely something that you like about that person and compliment them genuinely, truthfully about it, and you've got them in your pocket. I wish if it was that simple, but that's a technique, the overall general idea of that. And that takes humility. So here's your lesson. Humility. And objectively looking at yourself and at your growth and how much growth is required for you to finalize that transformation. And that transformation, my dear Aquarius, will be happening for the next 20 years because Pluto is in your first house. It's loosely trining this eclipse. Not loosely, like 1 degree, 2 degrees away. And you would have a lot of practice in this one. So the next 6 months, every word you share, you have to keep the records. So no one will question your character and no one can no one could scrutinize you. Okay? It's a lot. I know. Focus on the truth. Focus on the higher truth and you will be fine. Love you, Aquarius. Thank you for sharing, liking, and subscribing. And let me know how you go in the comments. You've got one of the tricky ones, actually, the air signs. For some reason, the way I read it, even though it's almost like a grand trine between Pluto in Aquarius, Uranus in Gemini, and the eclipse itself. You know what? Sometimes trines is actually when the energies flow fastest and like they really roll. But because we have Pluto and Uranus in the play as the two legs of this grand trine and the last degree of Virgo, don't trip that four-wheel drive over on the turn. Have a good co-pilot that you trust and is not gonna tell you secrets and use them against you. All right, love you. Bye. Pisces, we have solar eclipse in Virgo in your 7th house with the opposition to Saturn that just dipped back into your 1st house, back into your sign. And the North Node is in Pisces, which is all about you. And in the end of the day, it's all about you, okay? So no matter what happens in your relationships, no matter what the fumes and smoke and mirrors that is happening there, but that looks like you are the bad guy, you are just a serious Pisces these days. That's it. You're in your serious era. You are in the challenging era, and it has been like this for you for 3 years. And poor Pisces, you are exhausted. And again, we have that dip back into Pisces as Saturn is returning. And then we have this eclipse. It's, my God, do I have enough fuel in the tank? And let me tell you, you do, but you have to look at your relationship with a bit more detached objectivity. You want your partnership to be perfect. You're an idealistic sign, and your partnership is going through a process of refinement, even further. You are fixing the tiara on your partner to the point where, are they happy here? Ask your partner if they are happy with you, and that will be really confronting. But you will get so much information from it that you can now see if you're happy with what they have just said. And then it's like this back and forth and this back and forth. So what are you going to do? You're going to improve yourself and work on yourself so you make them happy? Or are they breaking their back to improve themselves to make you happy, but you're never happy? And how do you balance this out? How do you balance this out? Who is that judge at any time in your relationship? Who is that judge that projects their reality onto another person? Are you still single because you're so picky? Are you scaring your partners away because you're very demanding? Or are they these unrealistic partners that expect everything to be done their way, and you are here as their slave or something? You know what I mean? It will be a lot of negotiating, but you would want to say so much, and they would have to listen to you if you want this thing to work. Remember in Breaking Bad how they were talking about this guy, what's his name? The main hero, Walter White, yeah? And how he had this diagnosis, and then there was like the person who has the pillow, they talk. So yeah, when they were having a family meeting about it, and like he thought it was very stupid, but like he was still doing it. It's this energy. It's like, okay, I'll go an extra mile for you for holding the pillow of peace. And then when I'm finished, I'll pass the pillow to you, and then you can talk and I will listen. So you would have to just make it A, B, C, D, like really break it down, because it can go out of hand very quickly, and then you will be judging yourself, you'll be judging them. No one is going to win. You would have to really simplify it from chaos to order. You have to re-listen to the introduction as well. If you haven't listened to it, listen to it. And if you have listened to it, re-listen to it again eventually within the next 6 months, because you would want to see how you are going with that challenge from chaos to order. What is the price of that order? As you go with the flow, I'm sorry as well for those who are in a relationship, but this period, focus. It's not like you're better off alone. I'm not saying that, but you have to pull the focus back from your partner is not responsible for your stuff. It's your thing to sort out. So that's what you have to remember. Always come back to yourself. Always come back to 0 point that is you, because seriously, Saturn is in Pisces, almost there with Neptune, your ruler, that is now in Aries, and they will be meeting next year together in Aries. This will be your initiation of fire, where you will be like Daenerys Targaryen. You will walk into this thing and set it aflame and walk out all bare and the fire will not touch you. But by that time, you have to remember who you are. What are you made of? So that you can actually pull stuff like that, pull it off. I'm not saying put stuff on fire. I'm not saying, every time I'm saying something, guys, it's a metaphor, okay? And it's a personal interpretation, opinion, metaphor. Nothing literal here. Take only what resonates. And let me know how you and your relationship is going. And let me know how you're going as a single person as well, because that would be a new place for you to get a new set of things you want in a relationship, and what characteristics this partner has, and can you digest those characteristics in everyday life? Are they realistic at all? And how you can revise this list. It's like Indian matchmaking on Netflix. I remember that girl, she was having quite a big list of all the things that her partner has to be. I don't know if she's still single or not, but yeah, what do you have to compromise on, Pisces? I hope you don't have to compromise on yourself too much. But again, a long list of traits would be nice. It would be nice, but would you even go there? Yeah, remember what happened to Daenerys Targaryen. Remember what happened to her in the end of the day. The sticks, she wanted to conquer the world. She wanted to do this whole list of things. And then in the end, she ended up where she did. Because her partner decided that it would the world would be better off, right? Oh my God. Epic proportions, and watch out for that. No to being anything but you, and no to settling for anything but your soul and your soul divine connection. Love you, Pisces. Thank you for watching, liking, sharing, and subscribing. I appreciate you being here, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care and be careful. Bye. Love you.